and welcome to another old steam-powered machine shop. I'm really glad to be making another video here, and I appreciate all the concern. I'm not dead. I'm still alive, and I just didn't have anything to show you. I wanted to get a few things done before I got started steaming up. One was rebuilding this wall here behind the planer. I wanted to make it look more historical. And my friend from across town, where I get most of my scrap for the boiler, has a woodworking shop, and he is a real wizard at building things. And I gave him a rough sketch last fall before I left for Florida, and this is what he came up with. It's pretty period correct, and he made this bench from the roof structure of a 120-year-old roller skating rink. It was torn down last fall, and these are big spruce timbers. They're 3 inches thick and 12 inches wide, and I think it looks pretty good. And then of course when you do something like that, you got to change up a lot of other stuff, and I had to rework my steam heat deal. I got two smaller radiators, one on each side here, and they're piped up to the boiler. I've still got the lighting to do. So I know we're all pretty disgusted with what's going on with this virus thing. You know, personally, I'm done with China. I mean, for real. If I have a supplier that can't verify where a tool or a part came from, I'll get it somewhere else, and if I can't get it, I'll make it, and if I can't make it, maybe I can do without it. That's all you can do. But the good news is, my friends down on the East Broad Top Railroad in central Pennsylvania, where I worked with a bunch of really great guys for quite a few years, trying to preserve the railroad until something really good could happen to it. The owner had run tourist steam rail service for 50 years down there, and it just got to the point where everything was run out, and the liability was too heavy. So it went on and on and on, and just finally this winter it was bought by a group of retired railroad industrialists that have almost unlimited resources, and they're going to completely rebuild this thing, and it's going to be really the Durango and Silverton of the East. It's narrow gauge. They were a coal hauling railroad. If you want to find out about it, it's all over YouTube, and their Facebook is very good. They keep updating it with photos of what they're doing down there. But the machine shop from East Broad Top was, of course, the total inspiration for this shop. And I'm going down there in August, and I'll take you along and give you the 10-cent tour through the shops, and you can see everything that's going on down there. So, got the boiler back together again and unwinterized everything, and I've got a few little trinkets I need to make for tooling here and there in the shop, and I'll do that first to get things adjusted and up to speed before we get into something really heavy duty. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your concern, and we'll get to work. This is the year for the new handhole gaskets. They're rubber gaskets. I get 2 years out of them. Here's a new one. 3 by 4.5 by half. The handhole covers are wire brushed up, and these go on. These are just basically inspection holes. It's got 10 of them on this boiler. All boilers have them. I called my boiler inspector, New York State inspector, to have him do the internal inspection, seeing how I had it all apart and dry and clean. He said New York's not doing any inspections right now, so rather than wait, we'll put it together. Got a new sight glass this year. Got the correct rubber washers in here. Sounds like a fire. First fire of the new season. I started out with a very slow fire because the water was stone cold and there was even condensation starting to beat up on the boiler, so I've got it up to about 150 degrees now. This is a relief valve check, supposed to go off at 70. And it does. You check both injectors. The Metropolitan. That works. And this is the Hancock. Open up the vents. That one's full. Well, that's good.
Give it a little shot of oil. I really got to go through and oil up the whole line shaft, but I just want to run this engine for a minute to get the dampness out of it and the condensation off it. Put things that way. We got half a glass of condensed water here. Let that out. Water draining out of the steam chest. The oil coming out, a little sight feed here. So I know that oil is being pumped into the steam inlet. Well, I think we're good to go. I'm taking up a few belts. This is the one for the small south bend. I cut the old lace off just behind the wire, so it'll take it up about a half an inch. taking some time to fix some things, little things that have been bugging me for years. And one of them is these bearings on this lathe counter shaft don't have a drip tray under them. So once in a while you get an oil drip right down on where you're working, in the back on the floor. So the box is there for the drilled hole, but it was never drilled, so I'm going to drill them. Okay, so here it is. It's just a piece of pipe with half a washer welded into each end of it and a stud welded in the middle and a nut to lock it. There's the back one installed. You're not talking about collecting a real lot amount of oil. I don't take them off to drain them. I just put a rag up in there overnight every couple of months, and it just soaks up what's in there, and then I dispose of it. These are the castings that I got back from Cattail Foundry the other day. They're replicas of the hangers on the early part of my shop that I really like to design, and I've made 3 of them before from castings that Cattail reproduced from the old part, and this will give you an idea of what's got to be done. Did a really nice job with these. He winds this with paper and uses some kind of putty on the end to build this up. So I got room to machine, and the nuts were just a lot of work. You know, you can see there's a lot of hand work here after you get them out of the mold. And each one of them was cored with a made up sand core, so it doesn't take so much boring. First order of business is to put the center holes in both ends of the yoke. We got it, the rough casting is lined up in the chuck here, just like putting the back end of the spool in there, and just letting it touch off. It's very inconsistent, so all you can do is kind of average it out. is a homemade dog driver. Normally you would drive the tail of the dog through one of these slots, but in this case you don't even need a dog because this will fit in there. Get out of here. And to keep it from clacking around, put an O-ring on here. It's a carbide tool because it's got a tough skin on the casting where it cools close to the edge of the mold, and it gets a chill on it and a hard crust. So I'm using a carbide tool on this with a small radius. that's about it for this time. Next video, we'll thread these and thread all the nuts. There's 10 of them. Just got the reamer that I needed today from Master Car to rebuild the ratchet mechanism on the planer feed, and I'll show you that next time. So in the meantime, thanks a lot for watching. You can check my community tab on the channel header page once in a while for things that I put up, and I appreciate all the comments and the discussion. We'll see you later.